again. Did you miss me yet? I know you saw me about 5 minutes ago. I'm back again. So Ayse Hogan, you guys know me, the visionary and strategist of IAUSM, the International Academy of Universal Self-Mastery. It's a mouthful, but it's lovingly called IAUSM, and we are awesome. We are awesome. And, you know, my new thing is, you know, when people say, oh my God, I just like to say, oh, I'm Godsome now. So it's just like, it's just this feeling of being connected to everything and feeling the awesomeness of this beautiful evolution that we're going through. And IAUSM is a piece of that. So she's very unique and genuine and authentic and helping people moving through their solo journeys. And that's really what IAUSM is about, is us empowering you and supporting you. And we have a launch party coming up, and that's July 10th and 11th. So I'm super excited because it's been 14 months of 17 hours a day working my butt off. And, you know, the whole collaborative faculty putting in time, the team putting in time, people contributing time. It's been quite a journey moving through this and just getting ready for this launch. We actually are having a brand new website is being built because we've just grown so much that we actually need it, and it'll be ready like any day now. So that's exciting. Lots of beautiful things that are happening in the world today, as well as some horrific things that are happening in the world today. And, you know, we're going through an evolution. We're going through chaos. And if you ask the Tao, the I Ching, chaos means difficulty in the beginning. You know, it just means the difficulty in the beginning. And that's what we're going through. It's the difficulty in the beginning of this huge leap that we're going through in evolution right now. So that's beautiful. And I'm so glad that IAUSM has shown up to help through this. And all of the other things that have shown up in the world to help to go through this have it's just been astounding and amazing and outstanding. And today I'm here with Carolyn Bell, and she is going to be one of the speakers. She's also one of our faculty at IAUSM. And, you know, people have asked me, how do I choose the faculty? And, you know, it's about the passion. You know, it's about talking to the faculty and feeling their energy, feeling their passion, feeling their why, feeling their hunger to help and to be a part of this cooperative community where we can work together in unison to make a difference, to help. And Carolyn was introduced to me, and I love her energy. So Carolyn, tell us a little bit about you.
Hello, everybody. IAUSM, first of all, is fantastic. I loved it from the first second I heard about it, and immediately I contacted Ayse. It's absolutely great. So just ask me the question again.
Tell us a little bit about you.
I'm from Belfast in Northern Ireland. I'm Irish, and Irish people are very friendly. And this is what I love about IAUSM. Very, very friendly. My life was in two halves. And when I became without awareness and with awareness, and this is my life purpose, and this is my time, and this is why I'm with IAUSM.
That's awesome. And, you know, you have a lot of different things that you do, as a lot of spiritual working people do. You know, if I sat down and said my list, it's like this long. So, you know, you are a multidimensional healer. You are an energy alchemist. So I'm going to ask you a few questions about this because I might know what it means, but maybe people who are watching don't know what some of this means. A medical intuitive, love and authenticity practitioner, an indigo and second wave way shower. So there's something I don't know what that means. So I'm very excited to, first of all, ask you what that means. So an indigo and second wave way shower, are these one thing or two things?
Both together.
Okay.
I am one of the early indigos. And what that means is that I came here with already a higher vibration than other people around me, which meant that as a child, I found it very difficult because I felt different, but I didn't know why I was different. And I had nobody to show me why I was different. And it was only when I was 25 that I finally realized what the difference was, because up to that stage, I lived life struggling because I didn't sort of fit in, but I didn't know why I didn't fit in. And then there's a major event in my life, which I've talked about in something that Ayse is going to mention shortly, that I suddenly became aware of who I was. And because I was an early indigo, a person coming in with higher energy so early on, there was nobody like me around because I was one of the early ones. And when I became aware, I realized that this was my life purpose, because we are energy beings. We're not just physical, dense energy, but we're all different higher vibrations all at the same time.
Yeah.
And this is what an energy alchemist is. And I got to working with the different vibrations.
Don't do that. Sorry.
That's okay. So this is what I am a way sure, because I have been given the gift of knowledge, and this is what I have to share with the world, that we're not just living a physical life. A physical life is only a small part of it. We have to bring in such a small part. We have to bring in who we really are, because most people don't actually know who they really are. They're just living a physical
concept. It's true. There's no, I mean, I like, even being aware, I'm like, you know, with all of the studying and the reading and the understanding and the science of it and the spirituality of it and how it's all joined together. And the more I open myself to this knowledge, the more you're like, who the heck am I? Like, what am I? And it's, but not in a scared feeling, in a very surrendering and accepting and beautiful way. Because I think that, my opinion anyways, is that when you allow yourself to say, you know what, I'm not about my little challenges and struggles in my life. That's not who I am. That's something I'm experiencing, but that's not what I am. It makes everything so much easier. It makes everything so much lighter. And it opens up something in you. It's like the double doors open, like, you know, and you can now walk in and you're like, what's going on in here? And, you know, just sort of taking a look at things from what I call the other side of the mirror, you know, and it's just such a beautiful thing. And I think that the teachers like yourself that are in IAUSM are really going to help to shine a light on that other side of the mirror, and not only in a spiritual aspect, but in how we can step out of our fear in our business, how we can step out of our fear from our past, how we can step out of our fear in moving forward, you know, and live in this moment. Exactly. Right now. I find it surprising. I never did before because I never thought about it, but if I could get back all of my now moments that I missed, right? If I could have back all of my nows that I missed because I was so worried about tomorrow, or I was spending my time thinking about yesterday or what happened in the past, if I could get back all of my now moments, I think I could probably live another whole lifetime.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's so liberating. Life just takes on a different meaning. And you don't worry about the little things, because the little things are messages to guide us.
Yeah. Even the people that you meet, you know, I have been reading about that fractal hologenic. Yeah, there's something I can't remember at all, but I've been reading about it, and it's just been this really great awakening, because it's like everyone I meet is part of me, you know, which is amazing. I never I mean, I say it, we're connected, but I never really put it in those words. And everyone I meet is part of me, and I am part of them. And we talk about the soul circle and the people that we travel, the souls that we travel with, but that's just such a 3D kind of way of thinking of things. And it's like everyone I meet, there's something that I have to learn. There's something that I need to learn. There's something that they need to learn from me. It's a two-way street, right? So there's something that they learn from me. There's something I learn from them. There's a reason why they've shown up. So it's exciting because I'm meeting so many people through IAUSM that I'm like, wow, how can I not learn like so much from these amazing people?
And
right?
This is the beauty of IAUSM, that we're all coming together, like-minded, wanting to learn, wanting to grow together. And
exactly.
Yes. And it's all to do with our vibration, that our vibration attracts to us what we need.
So what is an energy? I mean, I know, but I want you to share. What is an energy alchemist?
Well, our physical body is only part of our energy. So we have our emotional body, which is vibrating at a higher energy. We have our mental body, which is vibrating at even a higher energy. And we have our etheric body, which is very close to our physical body. And we have our spiritual body, which we could say our soul body, our higher self body, our astral body. We have all of these different bodies vibrating at different rates. And what an energy alchemist does is that we go in to a certain level of vibration and we look for any interferences that are interfering, that are stopping us being who we are. And we are clearing those interferences at what's called a quantum level, where it is just immediately we can let them go and remove them from our field. But of course, if you repeat the same actions, those interferences can come back. So we are progressively
Yes.
clearing our energy.
Yeah, I'm a Reiki master. I don't know if you're a Reiki master or too, but I'm a Reiki master. And, when someone comes up and they say, oh, I have all these issues come in, can we just do a Reiki session? And I'm like, we could, but that certainly isn't it's going to help you for a moment. Like but if you keep doing certain things, it's just going to come back. Like, it's not like you've done this, you've cleared it. Now it's never going to come back. Of course it will. Right. So, because you didn't deal with it. You've worked with it, you made it feel better, but your belief system is still the same. You're still addicted to some behaviors and things that you do. You're addicted to certain, maybe you're stuck in the past and that's where you live all the time, and then that causes issues and traumas in your body. And so it's really about trying to help people to understand what they're doing to create their situation.
That's right.
And my love of IAUSM is not because I helped to build it, because to me it just showed up in a vision and I did it. So it was basically, to me, it was part of my destiny. But is that we've got all these amazing people under one roof. Right. So, if I think about my spiritual healing path when I was going through my own personal healing, and making myself better, I had to search and look and find and get referred to and then test them out and and try and make that connection with people. It took me so long to find the certain people that I wanted, and people I didn't even know existed. I mean, because there's so many different methods out there, so many different ways. And, the methods that I do, for instance, might not resonate with some people, but what you do will.
Exactly.
Right. So, I had to learn all that stuff, and it would have been really nice if I could have just gone to one place and just found these people and been able to interact with them and get help from them without, and, get a feeling for them and, start to resonate with them and see if I wanted to take it further with them or take their courses or go into their groups or get to know them a little bit. And it would have been to me, like a godsend, because it took time to find the right people. I can't tell you how many offices I just turned my heel and walked out because it was like, this is not for me. And I'm very open-minded. And, you know, I walked in and you could just feel the energy was wrong.
That's right. That's right.
So interesting stuff. So what's your talk? Oh, bottom to top. Ah, how could I forget about that? So you're also one of the authors in a collaborative book that we've put together called From Bottom to Top, which is over 40 authors, excuse me, 40 authors telling their stories about how they got from their bottom, whatever that was, that moment where they felt raw, that moment where they felt naked, that moment where they felt they didn't know where to turn or what to do, to the choices and the decisions and what happened to help them to change their lives and start moving on their journey towards their own destiny, you know, towards where they're supposed to be going and what they learned from that. So I was thrilled, Carolyn, that you jumped into that book with us. And I'm excited that that one's going to be coming out in September, right? And without giving away too much about your chapter, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, my event was more getting me onto my purpose path. Because as I said, I was an indigo and I didn't realize I had gifts because there was nobody to show me. I was so alone. It was unbelievable. And spirit, actually, energy from above came to help me. And they guided me on my path. It was initially my dad, and then my spirit team took over. And I went through a spiritual awakening, basically. After about 2.5 years, I finally got the message. It took me that long.
It takes time. It takes time. And, you know, you bring up a really good point, because some people might be listening to this going, the heck is she talking about? Spiritual, spirit team, blah, blah, blah. You know, we're going to have our skeptics for sure. But the interesting thing is when you start to realize, like, we all have gifts. We all have gifts. And, you know, we all have different gifts. We have similar gifts. We all have them. And sometimes they start to, because we're evolving, right? They start to wake up, you know, in us. And we move from the shadow of that into our gift part of it. And for some people, it's what we've been waiting for. We knew we had something, you know, there was a force inside us. Like, you know, you wanted to tap into the force, like Luke Skywalker would say, you know, you want to tap into that force inside you and bring it out. And for some people, they've been waiting. For others, they didn't even know they had it. And when they started, it became denial. It becomes fear. And it becomes feeling isolated and sometimes feeling like a freak, but you're not a freak because it's happening to people all over the place, right? So you are actually not a freak. There's lots of things that are happening to you, and they're happening to a lot of people who are feeling the same way. So, you know, that is another reason for IAUSM, is that we're going to help people through their awakening, because we are waking up. We have no choice. We have no choice. Everybody who's going through the evolution, which is going to be everybody who's on the planet, it's going to happen at some point or another. It's going to happen to you. And it's about being, I don't know if prepared is the right word, but educated, you know, and education helps to prepare you for it when it happens, and to be open, right? To be open to it and not afraid of it, because it just makes you better. Not that there's anything wrong with you now, but it just makes you feel better as you, as an individual, as the person that you are, right? It makes you feel like, oh, this is what I'm, you know, there's that, oh, okay, moment. So it's very different for everyone, I find.
It's very different.
And it does take time. You said 2 years. Why did it take so long for you?
Well, things were happening to me in the middle of the night, and I could not tell anybody at that time because it was a no subject. And I'm sure things are happening to a lot of people. and this could be a course that I could do, that just guide people through when spirit activity is actually trying to get a message through. But we don't realize that at the time. So it took time, and it was only actually when I was standing in a secondhand bookshop, and you won't believe this, but a book jumped out of the bookshelf and onto my foot. And that book had many of the experiences that I had gone through. And that was my turning point. At that stage, everything stopped. Because
as we live in a world of no coincidences and everything happens for a reason, some people might go, that was just, it wasn't a coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. As much as we can have some control over what's going on in the world, in our lives, especially in our own lives, we also, a lot of it's destiny. A lot of it is just things are going to happen and we can't stop it. So, it's changing my viewpoint, this whole COVID and pandemic and stuff, and what it's open. I mean, I've always been really open-minded, but I think I've become even more so. Indeed. Like my thoughts about certain things have changed over the last year and a half. Mm-hmm. Right, but to a better place for sure. Like, I've been moving into like a better stream, I think. But definitely lots more questions. I'm a big question asker. I love asking questions. Well, tell me about this. I don't know. so it's great. So you've got some strategies. You've got a few tips. You'll be sharing all of these things inside the launch party.
Yes, I will.
And you'll have a group inside IAUSM, which we're going to be talking about at the launch party. So the groups are like social media groups. The teachers will be having their own groups where they can lead the students through certain things, as well as having courses that you can take part in that are inclusive, meaning with your enrollment, you already have access to those courses, and there's a lot of them. As well as deeper dive courses if those interest you as well. But the groups are just open groups, so you can interact with the teachers, which is great. And they'll all be about different topics and different things, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Carolyn, for taking this time. Thank you for being a part of IAUSM. Thank you for loving her, and she definitely loves you back. And yes. And thank you for taking your time today to share a little bit about yourself.
It's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.